It's not how much you have that makes people look up to you. It's who you are. This plain and simple quote by Elvis Presley paints a picture of someone that you should look up to. It's important to have that person kind of like a role model. And that role model is someone who guides and leads you throughout your life. When I paint that picture in my mind, I see my cousin Justin. He's been there for me even when he's been at rock bottom himself. So today I'll talk about him, our story, getting through it all, and why I look up to him. And this is why Justin Culver is the picture that I have painted. When I was 2 and he was just a baby, it dawned on me that I had cousins, and Justin instantly became my favorite. It was at that point that I was the one that he looked up to. I was his big brother. When we visited, I was in charge, so when one of us got in trouble, I was the one that spent the 25 minutes in the corner of my grandma's kitchen. When I was in 2nd grade, I started my career in Little League Baseball, and Justin came to one of my games. Well, did I know that that would spark his inspiration to join his baseball team too. Of course, he's still playing and I'm not. He went above and beyond in recent years, getting on his school's football team and making it to the playoffs this year. As most of the world would, we started playing video games. We also played for hours offline too, and I think his favorite game is still Settlers of Catan. In our younger days, we bonded more. When we were together on family trips, we were practically inseparable. But in more recent years, we had our moments when we would talk and then we just wouldn't talk. And coming together and falling apart was sort of our thing. But things started taking a turn downward. We all know that COVID brought us a good step back, right? Well, for me and my cousin, that was more like 5 steps. We took the hit so hard that it was like we were at the bottom of the food chain. We also had to just keep talking to each other probably 5 times a day. Of course, our COVID days were filled with Star Wars Battlefront, Minecraft, and pretty much anything you could find on an Xbox. I talked to him so much, just trying to get through the pandemic, that I found it hard to talk to my brother and my parents. During the beginning of the pandemic, we helped each other out with school. Justin was good at math and I was good at English. And we fed off of each other's energy. When he came to visit, despite the practice lockdowns and quarantines, he found a way to get me out of the 10 by 10 foot prison I made in my bedroom, which gave me the idea to take him on frequent bike rides and go fishing, and of course we didn't keep the fish from the pine river, because who would want to do that? It was that week in June that we learned some unfortunate news. His mom, who is my godmother, had beat her cancer before, but we just learned it had come back. I'm sad to say that I only got to see her 3 more times before she passed. I know that she's in a better place now, and unfortunately I couldn't go to her funeral. But people who were there said Justin was brave, courageous, and consoling towards others. Other than Justin being physically hurt, I think that was the only time I ever saw him cry. But what did Justin do for me after that? Justin is one of the many reasons I am who I am today. Without my siblings in the house anymore to guide me, I asked for help from kids my age. It was hard for both of us to move on, and getting back into school, Justin saw me struggling. He helped me to study better and be a better person and be physically active again. I want to say that he is a better cook, but in June of this year, he was making pasta for the family, and his dad was getting after him for using too much salt in the water. To which he said, "I saw this in a YouTube video once. It's got to be salty like the sea," and held the salt box over the water for about 10 seconds straight. I look up to him because he's friendly, he's outgoing, and has that frequent smile that just lights up the room. He's also taught me how to be a role model in scout troops, drumline, and any other team that I've ever been on. To this day, Justin is still the picture that I have painted. He's taught me many things throughout the years, and we still get along. Even when he's at his own lows, he's been there for me. It's sure been tough for us these past few years getting through the pandemic and the passing of his mom. But we've kept going through it one step at a time. So go back to that picture and keep painting that picture of your role model. You may change who your role model is, but for me, that picture will always include Justin Colfer.